Hi, this is Jesse at Beyond the Dungeon. We're going to do another What Are We Reading? So today we're reading Batman the Red Death. I love my shiny books. So this is the continuation of Dark Knight Metal. I feel like this is the first time they really start to kind of get into the depth of the story, where you get more exposure to, spoiler alert, the other multiverse, the universe that is now infecting. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's a little confusing if you haven't been following it, but you can still kind of jump in now. The good news is Nightwing also came out today, which is a tie-in to Dark Knight's Metal, and it's pretty good. It's, typical brooding Nightwing, oh, such a teenager, God. But it helps tie into the Red Death, this Nightwing. Cool cover. Yeah, that's a freeze beast right there. It's very cool. Anyway, if you haven't jumped onto the Dark Knight's Metal yet, I get it. At first it was a little wonky, but it's starting to come together. These are some pretty good. This is a good place to start right here. Also, on the DC side, although it's DC Dark Horse, how could I not read Wonder Woman Conan? It's Big Muscular Conan and Big Muscular Wonder Woman. It's alright, I'll be honest, it's just okay. The cool thing about this is if you've never read a Conan comic book, this is written like a Conan comic book. It's not written like a Wonder Woman comic book, but it'll help you kind of see if this is your world. And so this is kind of like what I appreciate with crossovers. A lot of times crossovers are cheesy and they're annoying, and this is cheesy. I am not going to lie, but it'll help you decide if you want to jump onto Conan the Barbarian. I think it's worth it. So, number one, good place to start. All right, next we're going to move on to other number ones that came in today. So, New Beginnings. So, not a huge Valiant fan because they just fumble along, sadly. However, Bloodshot has been pretty strong, and I love to give small presses a chance. So, Valiant's looking really good. So, this is Bloodshot Salvation. In here, you also have some great names. Jeff Lemire is involved in this, so he's good. Anyway, so this is good because it starts at the end of a major Bloodshot story arc, but it gives you a new beginning. You get introduced to some important characters that from this point on are going to be important in the Bloodshot world. The art's good, the story reads well. The art's actually really good, I thought. And the story, it has a good pace. It doesn't clumsy along. It's not too wordy. And at the end, it has a preview of the new Ninjak, the reboot Ninjak, which looks pretty solid. So I think this is a good one right here. All right, next is from Aftershock. Aftershock is also a small publisher trying to try out some things. This is the number one for Dark Arc. The art feels slightly cartoony, and I kind of like that. So I like the art quite a bit. The art for Dark Arc. The story is a little, I don't know, forced, but this is just book one, so I will give it another shot. Aftershock, Dark Arc. All right, now this one is let's do this one. This one's not. So now they're doing IDW is running First Strike for a lot of their titles, and the First Strike for G.I. Joe is pretty good. The art's kind of typical, what you see from comic books. It's not spectacular, but it's not terrible. Good coloring, and the story itself is okay. But like Conan, this is a good way to jump in on G.I. Joe. If you had any curiosity about G.I. Joe, I think this is a good start. All right, so then we'll go on to the kind of weird. So this is an Image comic called Angelic. Yeah, look at the front. It already looks strange, right? Colors are wild. So the story itself totally leaves you in the dark, and you're just slapped into this strange world, futuristic, monkeys, and it's not Planet of the Apes. And then you kind of find out that it's this whole new future, far future Earth situation, and it's kind of groovy. Number one isn't as exciting as I'd want it to be because it's hard to follow a little bit. The art is fantastic, but I think number 2 and 3 are going to be something else. So I say jump in now. Angelic, number 1. All right, the next we're going to move into the mature audiences, and of course that's going to be Image. So the first one is the Glitter Bomb. It's another one that starts out, it's okay, but I can see it building into something pretty strong. And it's, the main character so far is a young girl, so but it ends pretty crazy, so it's gonna obviously go into some pretty dark territory. Yeah, I think it's worth a second or number 2 or number 3. Check out Glitter Bomb, Image. And then finally, another Image. Oh, also I think on Glitter Bomb, let me double check. No, there's no preview on that. I thought there was. So the other one is Gasolina by Image. Now, this one was pretty cool. The art itself's alright. Story runs pretty good. The cool part about this, it's in Mexico. Seems like it's cartel-ish, but then there's a little more that starts to happen. It's definitely mature audiences. There's some blood, there's some adult situations, but man, it looks trippy, it looks cool, it definitely has potential. I can't wait for the next Gasolina. And then also at the end, it gives you a preview of the new one coming out in October called Slots, which also looks really strong. So highly recommend Gasolina. And then finally, I'm sure a lot of people know that it's Batman Day is coming up, or Harley Quinn Day. So we have some masks, some free masks, Harley Quinn and Batman masks. We have Batman Red Death to go with the new Batman Dark Knight's Metal release today buttons. And also, starting today until the end of the week, all things Batman and all things Harley Quinn are 20% off. And we'll have pictures of some of the stuff on our Facebook, but also trying to encourage some subscribers. We have some nice posters for Marvel. We'll have those pictured on our Facebook as well. If you start a subscription box with us, 10% off when you pick up your box. You get a choice of one of those posters until they're gone. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and keep reading.